music scene isn't like that.
Music is stingy, bro. Music niggas are stingy.
Why?
In
what way? Like I don't understand.
The niggas don't want to collaborate, really.
But okay, let me ask you this: do you guys give them something of value that they can collaborate with? Like, do you guys think you do work that they keep like, you know what, me do music with the Santanas actually makes sense? I'm asking you.
I do.
Yeah,
I do. It like, but we're open to. We're not one of them niggas. Like,
We're not
niggas
stingy.
We're not stingy. Niggas come collaborate. We can do stuff.
Who do you want to collaborate with? That's kind of been like a bit. No, does not say. But like, okay, don't say names. I don't want to beat anyone up. But has there been people that you try to collaborate with that they've been like, nah?
No, because we're rappers as well. So like, you know, another thing is, it's not even just stingy. Yeah, it's also like
that's not gonna stretch stage. All right.
It's also like niggas are stubborn. Like, not everyone wants to reach out first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes people just don't reach out. But for me, with collaborations, I just wait for it to happen, like, for it to make sense.
But you know, but sometimes, like, you know they see you. And you know they see your stuff, but they're not reaching out.
I can even tell a story based off that, bro. I have a show next week, at the Grand Social.
Promote what day? What day?
The 30th.
The 30th next week. That's the day.
Saturday.
The 30th.
And Pablo, he's the one headlining it.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's his listening party.
Oh, Ren.
It's his listening party. Yeah. And I just have an opening set on it. Right. Me and Pablo, bro, we followed. You know when you follow someone in the music thing, you follow back, you'll gas each other up, and then you'll imply that like you're both open to work. Do you get me? But it takes something to actually take the step and reach out to work. Yeah. So he texted me. We followed each other in like 2021. And done the whole, you're hard, I'm hard, cool. Pause. And then,
hey, you. So you're
but it's years down the line, and then he texts me out of nowhere, and he's like, yo, I'm doing a show, bro, flow. Yeah, I ain't saying nothing. Like. So that whole time, them 2 years I was putting in work, I'm thinking no one is seeing me. But like, some people see you, and then
I think
take a step.
Just in that, when we asked Shaq who he thought was like one of the best, he actually said you.
On the
podcast. He actually said he said you were, and I was kind of like, oh, you expect him to say like the common names, the common names that we all know, I've heard about. So when I've heard your name, I was like, oh right, these niggas really f with each other. Yeah. But what's up? Anyways, how's it going, guys?
Also, why don't you just hit him and be like, yo, let's work?
Who?
The guy you were talking about, the one that you followed.
That's a good point, but to me, it didn't make sense. Yeah, I didn't have a plan for the collaboration. I don't like making songs with niggas just to make songs with niggas.
Okay.
It just has to make sense.
Feel like if you collaborate, it has to come out. Because sometimes it's just like, yo, just let's work, let's get familiar with each other.
It depends like how close. Yeah, it depends how close you are with niggas. Like if you're cool with someone, you can just make the song, like you said, for no reason. You make the songs just in the vault,
just to listen to you and your niggas.
But you and obviously you and Ash kind of do music together.
We have numerous songs.
Does everything come out, or do you guys?
No, not everything, but we plan on. We like to release though. That's the thing.
We like to release.
But why don't you?
We do.
We actually do.
Try.
Well, earlier you were saying that it slowed down a bit compared to how much as you'd like to release music now.
Yeah, but that's because I'm doing shit like the internship that I'm doing.
Yeah.
So that gets in the way.
Yeah.
If you know how far I hike for my thing, bro. I live in Briggs. I'm going damn near Tala, bro. I'm going.
Are you driving up?
Nah, he's taking.
No.
See, and then he's the engineer. He mixes and masters everything. So and we went halves on the stew, and the stew's in his yard.
Oh, okay.
So that he's busy Monday to Friday, basically.
Tell him stop banging FIFA, man.
He has his own life though.
Yeah, he has to bang until 5 a.m. because the only time I have to bang out.
You stayed up to 5. You know them. Remember, like when you used to go to school 5 days a week. So on the Friday, you have to make sure you're playing FIFA till 4 a.m. because I'm not wasting my Friday night sleeping.
Fam, what's called Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 almost ruined my life. Bro.
That game was crazy.
I would come home and just bang that until it's time to go sleep.
Them
wake up.
Parties.
We go to school. We talk about it. We come home and we bang it.
You're in school plotting about how you're gonna play when you get home,
bro. And because I'm playing with all the people in my class as well, so it was like, bro, you see what I did yesterday? Yeah, calm.
God nuke,
bro. Nuke 360 no scope, bro, man. Except you know the crazy days. You guys used to wait. How old are you, man?
20,
yeah.
Never mind. Do you remember Extravision?
Yeah, of course.
I remember Extravision. Don't say X. I'm not 12.
Rent games from Extravision.
Yeah, and you go in and you can play on the TV screen.
Yeah, no, because I remember what's called one day. Me and Moyo got. I think it was like FIFA Street. We had it for 48 hours. We did not sleep, bro. Yeah. We had to complete this game before he gave it back.
Those are the days of demos. A lot of demos. Games used to actually have demos.
Fam, you go in GameStop, ask for a demo, they give you the FIFA demos all
with
the
a
time.
code, like you get a code, bro. You're allowed to play for 2 hours.
Live, you go in, ask for a 2-day free trial, and they boss you one.
I wasn't really a gamer like that, to be fair. I played
doing?
FIFA. I was outside. I was on Gala football. I just want to be outside of my house. Like I'll go out, play in the green, go to different estate, play my estate versus their estate. Just do that. Go see girl, come home, text girl. That's what I was on.
That's all you know.
Yeah, but I would do that. Yeah, after I was booted out my gaff for playing game for too long.
Yeah,
you get me?
Yeah, like,
I play game for so long that my mom would just say, "Go outside, get fresh." And then I'll go outside and then go state to state, play the football, stay out for too long, get verbal, stay inside.
You're not allowed to go out tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah, you can't have the best of both worlds.
Okay, that's calm. Black Ops 2, zombies, and then it's a vicious cycle.
Boy, sometimes it'd be them on the day that they actually make you stay inside. Everybody's outside.
Oh.
Why is everybody outside today? Let's all be inside to play this game online. Because online gaming was kind of becoming a thing. Third year, PlayStation 3, when you can actually have good, decent internet to play it. But also at that age, everybody wanted to be outside because so nobody wanted to stay inside. So if you're staying in, there's nobody else.
Boys are just horny, man.
Right.
But you know what? Low-key though, there was some of my friends back then that I had to stop talking to as often. Just because gal was the only thing on their mind. When you have a conversation with a nigga and the only thing he talks about is gal.
I actually hate niggas like
I
that.
hate
They just prioritize it, like,
bro. Like literally, this one of the boys used to come and he'd be like, "Yo, Deji, any girls? Yo, Deji, let's go see some girls. Yo, Deji, like, who you texting? Dude, I'm like, brother."
Deji told him to go to therapy. Deji told him get some help. Seek some help right now.
Fam, it was just, like after because. Guys like that after a while, I don't want to hang out with you. Like, there's only so much girl I can talk about. Like,
just jarring.
Let's switch it up, talk about football.
You get what I'm saying? And then switch it up, talk about game or something.
You get me? Let's cycle through the other things in life that we all
5
talk
topics.
about.
Yeah.
We have 5 topics in common. All you're talking about is Marcy.
Yeah. How's you doing, bro? It's actually been a minute. How's your week been?
We haven't charged something to the game in a while. Yeah. So quick early charge to the game. If you man don't know what's called, we have a section of the podcast we haven't done in a while.
You actually haven't. I'm tapped in. I actually watch your pod.
Oh man, shout out to man. But yeah, so
why you charging the game, Dij?
Bro, fuck Ryanair.
Tell your story because I have one fuck Ryanair of my own, bro.
This day last week, right? We were supposed to.
Yeah.
So I'm at the airport, nice and early. My flight is at 8:55. I get to the airport at 8 o'clock. Calm. I'm chilling, doing my thing. It says my flight is delayed by 30 minutes. I said, calm. It's not the worst. 30 minutes turns into an hour. All right, cool. Still not the worst. An hour turns into 2, turns into 3, turns into 4. My flight was supposed to land in Dublin around 10:30. I get to Dublin around 5 o'clock.
That happened to me before. I was in Reading, and then it said 9 o'clock. Came early. It's saying 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and I arrived here at 5 a.m. as well.
However,
Ryanair as well.
I will say though, what's called, the compensation thing if your flight is delayed?
I didn't do all that insurance. It's like fuck.
It's not insurance, bro.
Compensation for them messing up.
If you arrive at your destination more than 3 hours late than you're supposed to, Ryanair will compensate you.
Yeah.
And
did it compensate you?
I'm getting compensated, brother.
How much are you getting? Because I heard they're meant to give you bread.
I'm getting $250, brother.
They give you straight bread.
€2.50, is it?
With Ryanair, I swear. Yeah, nah, man. Airlines, I don't know what the fuck is.
Well,
going on.
Ryanair. No, the thing is, it's Ryanair. Yeah,
No,
because
bro,
there's
even
other
I took
cheap.
airlines
There's
and
other
they
cheap.
were still
Yeah,
bad.
that's true. But there's other cheap airlines, like EasyJet. Yeah, that's some UK one. They're not like Ryanair. Like in UK, they rate EasyJet. They're rated. Yeah, they're cheap and efficient. On when you go for Ryanair, you're suffering.
Yeah,
like you're suffering.
But yeah, on that as well. In November, I was supposed to fly to Prague with my brother and Chris, but obviously I had to cancel it. Other things came up, and then they just said I was gonna take the airline. I was gonna charge it. I was like, 175 gone for the return. and then they moved the flight 5 hours. It says, because we moved the flight 5 hours, do you want to stay on this flight or do you want to keep your ticket? I said, God did.
Look, God did. A win is a win.
A win's a win. But yeah, me too have something to charge to the game. So I was in Corfu not this week, last week. Yeah, I would look at this camera and say, if you want to go to Greece, don't go Corfu.
What's wrong with it?
Expensive.
It's not expensive. It's just dead.
No
first,
activities.
If there's better places you can go if you want sun and cheapness, like the Corfu city itself, it's nice. But where we stayed, we came in. This says all inclusive, brother. This is an all inclusive. You only like if you're a student. The bare minimum all inclusive. They're recycling food from the day before to put it down. We had to fight to get the good rooms because we went into a room. It's like a hostel style room. They have two single beds put together in the room. I don't book anything since I've been married. For holidays, I don't book anything that do with holidays. There are two single beds put together, one sheet, like one pillow on each side. So then you were telling them, because they have two different buildings, say, give us the main building right now. And then you can look at the building, the plumbing smells. You walk into your room, the toilet's right there, so you can smell the toilet. The hotel is near the fucking where the planes take off, so you're hearing flights all night. Air conditioning gets too cold and then too hot, so you're just changing it. Honestly, because when we were doing it, it was like all inclusive for 500. I was like,
why not?
No holiday. Sign me up. When I went, I was like, yeah, this is what you do when you're a student. Like, if I was a student and I did that type of holiday, I don't think I'll give a rat's.
Yeah, because you're just getting smashed.
Yeah, exactly. But now it's kind of like when you did a bit of fancier holidays and you run it back to that. At the end of the day, I accepted it for what it was. And I was like, look, I'm away from work for a week. I'm not doing anything. Let me just enjoy just being in the sun. The only good thing was the drinks were actually good because they do their own rum and coke, and everything they do is from Greece, so they're cheap. So when you say rum and coke, they stack it up. So you can actually get a bit late. But yeah,
did you have your thighs out like a whore?
All every day. I didn't take as many pictures though. I should have. I didn't, because you know what it is. Because the place was so dead, I didn't really do vlogging with Jordan.
You should. That's the perfect time to go vlogging with Jordan.
The way you sounded like you're suffering, you should have documented.
Yeah.
That's
probably
the best content. You know, suffering is good content.
Yeah. You could venture into that, like vlogging your life, like.
He doesn't know.
I do it on the low key, like in my private story. I don't really do it like outlandish. But they just said I should probably start doing that lifestyle content. People do like it.
People are actually
people like that sort of content. I kind of do that with my private story as well.
Like,
when I'm going through it, like I'm stretching it. Like I'm telling niggas on my story. I'm suffering right now. Like sometimes I'll just go a week without posting anything on my private story, and people think I'm doing well. Based on the fact that I'm not posting, because the next time you see me post, it's going to be something like my bus got delayed by 15 hours.
15 hours.
That's the type of shit that I be posting.
101 is the worst. The zombie buses are.
You know, one time, the Ryanair, yeah. So me and Ash went to Spain before. What year was it? I think it was January
21?
21 or 22.
Went for an open mic, but it's a holiday at the same time.
December 21.
Yeah. So pandemic time-ish.
It was towards the tail end. Towards the tail end. It was still that point where like
you need like the
antigen here.
And
then when you're coming back, you need PCR.
Yeah.
So you went. So we're going to do this open mic like competition-ish thing where it's just an open mic. Yeah.
But just in a different country.
It was meant to, it was these guys called the Cali Cave, like, because in Spain, you can actually buy legally in shops. Exactly. But it's still like on the street. On the street, you can't just smoke freely and shit. You're meant to go to the shop and smoke it all there. But when you go to the shop and you buy the they just go jock on you. Just don't get grabbed.
They know as well.
Just don't get grabbed on the way home. Because if you get grabbed on the way home, I
didn't know what he was talking about. I didn't know. I didn't know what he was talking about. I'm glad you said coffee shop because I was like, keep talking.
What, you don't know what a coffee shop is?
No, I know what a coffee shop was. That's what I'm saying. I'm glad you said coffee shop because I was gonna let him keep talking, get more context, and like, I know what he's talking about.
If you get grabbed with the on the way home, they're going to tell you, we told you smoke it all here, or we told you don't bring it home.
Oh, so you have to smoke it in the premises.
That's what the law says.
That's what the law is. Okay,
well, you bring it home. If you make it home, just like here, supposedly, allegedly.
We wouldn't know anything about it.
I wouldn't know anything, but if you make it home, then you're Scott. Like, make it home, then you're Scott. So the whole point is, there's a whole different story about how that thing went. But like, on the way back, right? So we're getting the PCRs for the way back. So keep in mind, me and Ash went, and we went with my cousin. My cousin was the one who pushed us to do the whole thing. Shout out my nigga Billy. Yeah. So we all got the PCRs for the way back. Our flight is tomorrow. We're getting it done today because it's like a 12-hour thing. We went to go do it in the morning. So we go to something near. We go do it. Anyway, we got the results, So we're looking through the thing. It's hard to navigate because it's all in Spanish and shit.
I mind the fact we didn't have 3G. Our service wasn't even working.
Our roaming wasn't working.
None of it was
Every time we left the house,
we'd have to do location from the house
and
to the area, and someone else's phone would have that location back to the house.
You know what you can just do? You can just download the map.
Download the map would have been so sharp. We were bootlegging it. Yeah, we will get the route now. We will get the route now while we have internet. So all it points is the first. It gives you the 2 dots where you are and where you're going. Yeah. So then we leave, and when we lose internet, the GPS it knows you're like kind of where you are. Without internet, it's not exactly where you're. Things moving erratic. But if it's a moving erratic in the direction you're going, then you know you're a Scot. So we're looking at the results, and I'm just looking at mine. Keep in mind, me and him, we slept in the same room, right? And my cousin took the room with the big bed because he booked the whole thing. So we were like, all right, calm. And we were boning suits in that
together.
Thing
we're all in the same
for
room.
5 days straight, like 5 days straight. Ross and Zeus.
And passing it, of course. Yeah.
Me. Oh. Yeah, I'm looking at my thing. I'm looking at my thing. This says like positivo or something.
we all looked at ours negative.
I'm seeing negative. I'm looking at him like, let me see yours.
We're like, yo, look at yours.
Let me see yours. It says negativo.
Mine
I'm looking
negative.
at my cousin.
His cousin
I'm looking
says
at mine.
negative.
It's saying
positive. We're in there like, how is this possible? Like,
was outraged.
Well, that happened to me and my missus. I can't remember where we went. We went somewhere anyways. We're always sleeping in the same bed and everything. This was before we moved in. I think we went to Dave's concert, Santana Dave. She was positive. Me, I was like, I'm good, man. I'm good to live my life.
Bro, your immune system so shit, man.
You know?
Find that bitch.
And those tests were like €80, like.
Yeah.
Oh,
don't
just wanted
mention that
money.
€70 for a test.
Yeah,
the thing is, I knew it was chatting. I know. Niggas gonna try to tell me, oh, you're one of them ones you didn't have sick. No!
They just wanted to fill a quota,
shit,
man.
bro. I didn't feel sick. Don't lie to me, like. So we go together, and our flight is the next day. I risked it, man. We went to the airport, and I just go, listen, this is why, niggas lie and shit, This is why being honest is not encouraged, because niggas are telling me just use their thing, and just just use their thing. Show them the nigga get on the plane, you deal with the holiday. I go up to the Ryanair chick and I'm go, yo, my thing's positive. You need to let me home though, because there's no way I'm getting home if you don't let me on this plane. Like, just put me in the.
I can't afford another night here.
Just put me in the corner or something.
We've been here for 5 days already. We just want to go home.
We need to firm this. I just need to sleep in my bed tonight. We need to firm this. She looked at me like I'm a zombie.
What did you expect?
That's contagious.
I
expected. Listen, I expected a bit of compassion from a fellow human.
Bro,
this bitch looked at me. She just blazed. She just left.
Bro, you're lucky she didn't call. Like, yo,
she lucky didn't call what? They came and got me. They came and they got me. They called like 2 different waves of security. 2 different colored uniforms came to escort me out of the.
It's so silly.
And you know, in Spain, the police isn't like our police.
Yeah.
Here. Like, you look at Graham, I'll beat you up.
They're called policia, whatever they're called.
It's racismo, no? That's a racismo, no? That's a country for racismo. They can't pick niggas monkey and throw bananas on football pitches. I'm not playing with their type of racism.
I would never risk the law.
Wait, what? No, first of all, that's your fault. Because what the fuck did you expect?
Bro, you need to let me get home.
And also, this is the thing. Allegedly, there were people providing the test on
that's
the low.
what we were telling them on the allegedly.
Allegedly on the low,
€20
€20
on
you
the low.
test.
But that's why since then I've never been honest ever again.
I just lied from that one. How long did you stay in Spain after?
I started to stay for like an extra 2 days,
And then
because the next flight, all of a sudden, Ryanair flights were €300 on the way back, and you need to deep. So they came, and obviously they didn't let me on the plane, They didn't let me on the plane. All right, understandable, Them 2 rounds of security came to got me. They're looking at my passport and all. So they escorted me out of like the gating area because you're not getting on the plane. So why are you here? So then I'm in the main area. So then I'm calling my family, like my brother, my mom, my dad, and I'm saying I'm stuck. Like, because I was calling them yesterday when we seen the results of the thing. So the main point is I have to go find somewhere to stay, for tonight.
No service, no 3G.
No 3G, so I'm using airport internet. I'm using the airport internet. I just took a second to sat down. After I got off the phone with my dad, I took a second to sat down. I went to that fucking Ryanair stand and I go, yo, wham for me, like, and they just go, no, we can't help you, bro, we can't help you. And I got flight insurance and all, like, They don't give a rats, bro. They don't give a rats.
This guy said I have COVID. Let me on the plane, though.
They don't give a rats.
I know I'm contagious, but I need to go home.
So put me where the bags are. I'll stay with the bags if
I would have stayed with the bags. On GD, I would have stayed. I would have risked it all and stayed where the bags
They
were.
didn't take you out of the airport fully.
So then, like I said, I sat down, just to recollect my thoughts for 2 seconds. And the feds then came to me to go, bro, you need to leave the whole premises. You need to get out of what we call the airport. Like, if this, like, you need to get out completely. Just go home. They're telling me go home.
I don't live here.
They're telling me go home to your family.
I'm trying.
That's how I'm trying.
Like,
trying to go home. You're not letting me.
Where in Spain was this?
Alicante. Yeah.
Okay. They
So
speak English to you though.
Barely. Yeah. They were telling me, "Na familia, don't."
And you can't even get close to show this. You're like, relax.
I'm not a resident. Like, I had to try to get a taxi. I had to book an Airbnb while they were kicking me out because once this internet disconnects,
I'm finished.
I was like, push me, say, hold on a second.
I'm off the grid. I'm off the grid.
Confirmed. I'm good.
I'm off the grid once this internet disconnects. So I got a new Airbnb right there and then. They're like, you need a taxi? I go, yeah. So they had to get someone that was willing to risk their lives. That's how they seen it. They had to go get a specific taxi that's willing to risk their life to come bust me lift so I can give them like 20 euro or something. One guy came to my rescue. I had to go stay somewhere in Alicante town. I almost became a homeless man just looking for the thing because, like I said, no roaming. So I just had the 2 dots on my screen and my location is waving all over. Not 2 days later, I got a test that same day. Actually, I didn't get a test that same day, right? Because I went to the test center.
He's just like,
I went to get a test that day, yeah. And if you gaze me, like I booked it online. And I made sure to book it for the center that's right beside me. Because I clocked. So now I'm in the main town, as if you're in like town. Alicante town looks like Dublin City. Like. Cities look the same, like, for the most part. So it's a city, like. So I'm in the city, so shit's close. So I look for one that's close and is only down the road, still risking my life leaving. But I booked it, and during the thing, since it's all in Spanish, I'm translating and shit. I almost made the mistake of booking it for the airport, like in the test center in the airport. Yeah. Well, I didn't make that mistake. I made sure. I even translated in my confirmation email. It says, yeah, you're right there. So then I go there, and I go, yo, I'm booked in for a test. It was like half an hour before they were closing. It was like half an hour before they were closing. Yeah. And there's some Spanish woman. And what I like in Spain, is the Spanish people that don't speak any English. They don't give a fuck that you can't understand. They're just speaking.
It's like that in France. We are not making the effort. Speak French to me right now. If you don't speak French, I'm not trying. All right, we don't understand each other. And
I low-key rate it. They're looking at you, facial expressions, eye contact. They're having a conversation with you, knowing damn well. And I'm just looking at you. That's noise, indeed. That is noise. You are making noise, like. So basically, she got someone that could speak English, and she was saying, they basically said I booked it for the airport.
Oh,
see, this is why I'm never being honest again. Because you're not being honest with me.
I'm never being honest again.
You're not being honest with me, because I remember they had the audacity to show me my confirmation email, and they go, yeah, that says you booked it for the airport. Bitch, I translated this 2 minutes ago. This shit says I'm booked for right here. You know, I spun back the next day, in the morning-ish, and they were like, oh, yeah, you're booked for here. You came up on our system and all. I was like, oh, man, they were chatting. I was waiting, so I had to wait the 12 hours. They were cutting I had already booked another flight for the next day. Yeah.
But what if that come back negative too?
Then, no, the thing is, that's why I had faith. I had faith because I told you in the first place, that's not me. That positivo, I'm not having it. That is not me.
I'm manifesting.
I'm booking my flight because I'm going home tomorrow. I know I'm going home tomorrow.
Just hit someone that knows someone, get the thing on the low.
I should have hit someone.
Now, what a weird time in existence that was.
That was.
Like, I was in Mexico doing COVID tests to go back to New York.
Mexico.
And you're thinking, if this comes back positive,
what the fuck am I going to do?
What the fuck am I going to do?
You're in New York, you have to book another one to New York to come back to Ireland. You're like, I can't be staying in these expensive ass places multiple nights.
While I was on the internet, somebody was like, just you could edit PDFs.
Yeah.
Get one done and just edit it.
Just
edit the day over and over again.
I know a nigga that does that for doctor notes to get off work.
Fam, when I needed the plug, I don't know where they were, bro. because I have spent a stupid amount of money on doctor's notes.
I only did it one time.
What, bro?
Yeah, don't really.
Bro, what's good? There was one time I just couldn't find my leap card, and I said I'm not going in today, and then I didn't go in for like 3 days.
Oh, because you couldn't find your leap card, or because you just got a doctor's note and said F it.
What's called? See, the thing is, after a while, like me and my doctor kind of
understood the program. Like
he understood what he's meant to do.
Yo, I need it. How long? Give me the week. Come on.
I rate that.
Yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with him.
That's to understand.
Yeah, it doesn't.
And I rate that you go through the trouble. When I don't come in work, I don't go.
Yeah, but see,
now with this job, like in past jobs, this job now they take it more serious because now
it's an internship and
now if I'm not in, who's going to do my work? Yeah. My company is so small. If I'm not in, work's not getting done.
Brother, I went away for a week. I came back. Every single job work that I left when I left was still there waiting for me. No one rates. No one rates. Who does anybody do any jobs?
Yeah. No, I remember there was one time. There was a deadline coming up, and I was like, "This is perfect. I'm going away just before this deadline. So by the time I'm back, this thing is done. I don't have to worry about it. Tell me when I come back, it's not done."
Yeah, it's like so
they waited for you to come back. Oh no, we have to push the deadline.
I look at because I'll do the same. When is he back? Monday. I can wait.
I'm not trained in this.
Yo, that's the one. I don't think I'm trained to do that. Yeah, I don't think I'm trained to. No, I'll check my training, but I don't think so.
I've never seen this before. I know I have notes like this on how to do it. Yeah. I've never seen it before. Nah, man.
Let me plug in a quick intro, and then I can do this quiz for the boys as well. I have a quiz for you. I made it a bit difficult because
quiz.
I do this for everybody.
Yeah, I
made it a bit difficult because there's two of you, so two brains are better than one. Let's see. But quick intro first. We are here. We are Charge. And we are the podcast with the highest level of analysis the culture needs. I'm Uncle J, but you mans call me Jordan. I'm here with.
You know it's your girl's favorite voice, Big Deji, nigga with the Midas touch.
It sounds so much different in person. I won't lie.
Your girl's favorite voice.
It actually sounds so much different in person.
Does it sound different, good or different, bad?
Just different.
It's just different, man.
You know it's And who we got here today? Who you got?
Ash Santana, the Santana's in the building.
Snowy Santana and Ash Santana, yo.
I'm fucking with the merch, boys. I am really
appreciate. So boy, cars
right there.
Santana Garms, them sort of stuffs.
Like this generation, remember what I was saying, when we were coming up, the rappers we were seeing were just recording in their kitchen. But these new ones, they have merch, they have shows, they have events.
We try, man.
The 20-year-old rappers back then were not on this level of promo and everything. So shout out to you, mans. Anyways, quick quiz. Let's start this. You guys have one lifeline. 5 questions. You can answer it together.
What is the lifeline?
Ask Dej. But Dej doesn't know. He doesn't know
what type of lifeline is that, bro.
He can't help you.
That's smart sometimes.
Yeah, that's a third person.
It's general knowledge, is it?
General knowledge. So question 1 is based on music. The question 2 is based on geography.
Are we versus each other or?
No, you answer it together.
We're in a collaborative effort.
It's coming to me. 4 is based on movies and 5 is based on science. Let's go. Cool. So Irish star Soleil had a nominations for Song of the Year at the Music Choice Award 2019 for which hit single? I'd say I'm trying to incorporate Irish people in it.
You know the thing?
We actually know that
once.
We met her.
Before. You've met her. Yeah, she's from Barbergan.
Yeah. We only found that out when we met her.
Yeah, she's from Barbergan. So, what song did she have in 2019 that was nominated for for Music Choice Award?
I'm going lifeline straight away. You need to back it.
Hey, I know the song. I don't know the title of the song.
You don't know the title of the song?
Yeah. That's because
we have no clue what this is. I won't even lie to you.
The thing is, I guarantee you have heard the song a million times.
Oh, definitely.
A million times.
Did you work in Sunshine House at any point?
No, that was Amware, and then
my
brother worked there.
Yeah, I worked with your brother. Your mom,
If those days, if you're walking into any shop, any center, any mace, you're hearing that. And if you hear the radio anywhere, you're hearing that.
Really? What's the name of it? We lost.
Okay, Love Tonight. Give me your love tonight.
I feel like I've heard that before.
Trust me,
that was her.
Definitely heard.
I've heard that song somewhere.
Okay, question number 2. Name 2 countries where the River Nile runs through.
Egypt.
1, yeah. I see. I knew you'd get Egypt. I said 2 for a reason.
You bust the other one because I don't know.
Because I was like, if I say 1, they'll know exactly which one I'm talking about. So obviously
Eritrea.
No, Eritrea wasn't there, but you were close. You could have said Ethiopia. Oh, they're close. Yeah.
I tried to think of countries in that area,
in that region.
So question number 3 is a sports question. You guys 0 for 2. Who has the most single Grand Slam in men's tennis?
Most single Grand Slam. I don't even know what that term means.
My guy said this is easy.
No, I said it's tired because it's two of them.
Oh.
Two brains. I made this one hard.
And you thought between two brains.
It's between
I'll give you options then.
It's between two people.
Okay, because I'll give you options. 1, Rafael Nadal. 2, Roger Federer. 3, Novak Djokovic.
Those are the only
It's that first guy.
Yeah, first guy. We'll go with the first guy.
It was Rafael Nadal. Djokovic surpassed him this year.
Those are
This
the only
year.
2 names I know in tennis because they're the most famous.
Novak
This year.
Djokovic. Right. Oppenheimer, The Dark Knight, and Interstellar are all directed by who? Nobody knows this.
I think I know this one. I think. Wait.
Go to Dage.
No, wait, hold on. Oh, you know I know this one.
Go to Dage for your lifeline.
What is Christopher Nolan?
Christopher Nolan is the right answer.
And I know that name. I just don't know. I literally know that name.
This man's one of last question.
0 for 3.
Dage got one for you. So last question for you. You do internships, smart guys, everything. It's a science question. Silver
Is
represented by which elemental symbol in the periodic table?
silver. Hold on. You need to let me rock my brain.
Cause I want to say gold, but everybody knows gold.
Everyone doesn't know gold. Wait, do you know gold? What gold is on the element symbol?
I actually don't
I
remember.
actually forgot.
It's silver like
I'm
F.
far disconnected.
I feel like
No,
it's
it's
Fe.
not F.
Is it Fe?
That's iron. Close. But
NA.
ooh, that's not Na.
That's sodium, isn't it?
Yeah,
Na is sodium.
NaCl is salt. Sodium chloride. Silver is
This is
Silver.
Jordan just wanted to use his degree.
Silver.
silver is Ag. Gold is Au.
Yeah, see, gold AU. AU makes sense. I wasn't going to get AG. I wasn't going to get AG.
I think everybody knew AU. So I've heard AU so many times.
That many people, like just because you did science.
No, because I heard our 90s babies.
I even did science. I'm too far disconnected. Like.
What you done chemistry and physics.
I done chemistry.
You did chemistry and the silver
And
question.
physics.
And physics. And the silver. That was cash money. That was like basic periodic table.
He was writing raps in class.
I was. Dead ass.
Did you go to the tech as well?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you have Donahue for chemistry?
And you thought I learned stuff. I had done you for chemistry and you thought I know shit.
I feel chemistry. I have a chemistry
bro, that nigga told stories. Just stories
about
and
his bike.
anecdotes.
His motorbike.
And about going to the mountains. I got stuck on the mountains. I had to make water out of piss and all. He has stories for days.
Oh, he tells that story to everybody. I think it's bullshit.
He has story for days. He's defo chatting.
Yeah, I mean, Chris, because you know you're impersonable students.
He's
yeah.
chatting. He said he got
class.
stuck on the mountain when he was 16.
Is that was that your most annoying teacher?
No,
he was actually the fun teacher.
he was fun.
But
It just
he
when
couldn't
you got
teach.
this when you got to 6th year and you're like,
I need to
shit,
learn.
I
have a
need to
leaving
get
cert
points.
too.
I need to get points and shit.
Did you pass the chemistry?
I did. Yeah, I got a H3, but I got predicted grades, bro.
Yeah, we actually didn't do even, sir.
H3. I don't
I
understand.
know
what's that
A,
mean.
B, C, D.
Yeah.
How many percentages are H3?
I think it's like 70 to 80
You got 70 to 80 in Donahue's class.
because I got predicted grades. All my teachers
Predicted
rated me.
grades.
I didn't
We
sit my
actually
leaving
didn't do
cert,
the
bro.
written.
Wait,
Oh,
wait.
shout
Someone
out
needs to
to you,
explain to
man.
me this predicted grade thing. What is it?
Okay, yeah. So we didn't say our exams.
Yeah. So I think they base it off
So
of like
They based it off.
your previous test, how you do well in class. What else?
AKA how much your teacher
Yeah.
rated you.
Yeah.
I would have failed.
Hear me?
That shit.
AKA how much your teacher rated you.
I would have been good in like 4 subjects. I would have been bad in like 2 subjects. Two teachers, like my Irish teacher, I was never going to get on my side.
Didn't care about Irish.
Oh,
Nobody
I was
cared
never
about
gonna-
Irish.
This
When you
Oregon, I was never
when
gonna
you
be
knew
on
your
my
top
side.
6 in Irish, it's like just leave it,
Yeah,
man. You don't
just
care
take the
about
top 6.
I only did 6.
I did 7.
I didn't have to do Irish.
Yeah, I did 7.
Yeah, but what's the most annoying teacher that you had?
How'd you get exempt of Irish before we answer that?
What's called when I was in school, they were giving out exemption forms to everyone that was foreign. I took one and I signed it.
Fuck it.
Oh, yeah. I tried. They said, no,
Stop,
you're in this
look.
country before 13.
From second class to 6th class, I did Irish.
Yeah. Oh,
All
you
the
left.
secondary school, I didn't do Irish.
Oh, you
Nah,
you're one of those niggas in extra English.
Oh,
You
yeah,
got
no,
the,
no,
you
no.
got the, you got the method. Because if I could
Yeah.
drop Irish, I would have.
Yeah.
Because I was useless.
When I
at that.
repeated, I dropped Irish. When I repeated leaving cert, you said, you don't have to do Irish or English. I was like, English had so much content in terms of like poetry and learning.
I actually
and
rated
handling.
English.
So I liked English, but I was like, if I can drop it because there's so much learning to do.
Yeah.
And I picked up business when I repeated. Business, and it made sense. I
Business,
did way better when I could drop English and Irish and picked up like business.
Yeah, my English teacher was my favorite teacher, to be fair.
Same.
Like he just did shit that was like actually got us interested in what we're doing. Do you know what I'm
My
saying?
English teacher, I still talk to that nigga. Like,
Who'd you have?
he done
Curran.
Mr. Curran.
Yeah, I had him as well.
Bro,
Yeah.
Mr. Curran
was class.
rates us.
He's actually
bro.
tapped
He
in with
rates
us,
us.
like-
He released a book recently, and he had some listening party thing, and he got me and Raymond to perform for her. But anyway, what are you saying? Who's the most annoying teacher?
Let me think.
I know my answer quick. Now that I
Miss
just
Lacey,
remember.
probably.
Miss Lacey.
French teacher.
What a
What did she
bitch.
teach?
French.
Oh, I thought I was.
What a bitch. Miss Lacey was a fucking bitch.
Miss
Lacey.
You're watching, yeah?
Fuck you, man. Look,
Lacey.
we're up now. We're doing podcasts like
Come
Look
on
at us
down.
now.
We learned the word charge.
Look at us now. Like,
She's one of them teachers
Yeah.
where she's one of them teachers that makes rappers say shit like
Yeah.
that. My teacher said I'm never gonna make it. Like she's them teachers that make you say that shit.
Bro, why was she an annoying teacher though?
Because she was just a demon, bro. She was
She's
just a demon.
bitch.
Yeah.
Then when
Just
she
a
didn't get
and
prepped
she
at
was
home,
youngest,
she'll,
you know?
she'll project that. She'll project that into the class.
You know when you can tell, yeah. You can tell. Yeah, it sounds outrageous.
But with her,
You know, you can tell who's not
Yeah,
who's not coming home.
Who's not really
Yeah.
satisfied with their home situation.
Yeah,
And she
yeah.
was married. So you don't even have options. You're just hurt. You're just coming to school hurt.
Was she cute?
No.
Once
No,
I
she
prefer
do-
really not to speak.
No.
She's like, give her a 6 out of 10.
I give her a
or something.
6 out of 10. And her nyash was deformed. So, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, if you ever watch this, yeah.
I was Miss Lacey must have came after my time. So
Yeah, she did.
She was a new teacher. On the real though, she was just new and she was jarring because of it. Like she's just jarring. She's just one of them young teachers. She wants something to prove, shouting at niggas for no reason.
Barren words that we use, like slang words, we'd use.
she was barren.
She would put on the board
she's
and
a
barren.
crisp,
Oh,
like,
where was she? What county is she from?
county.
Swords, I think.
She's only from Swords as well.
She lived in Swords, you
She
know.
live in Swords.
Yeah, I'm
Wait,
pretty sure she lived in
You're not
Swords.
telling me that I can't say certain fucking words.
Yeah,
I think
like,
she,
calm.
I think
You
she
get me? Because there's this one thing, the example that comes to my head is we used to say this thing called bar, yeah. If someone like drops a bar, like not a rap bar, but like slagging wise.
Yeah.
Get me? Someone says something, you're just instigating. It's just one of them quick instigating words. Yeah.
So that's a bar.
Yeah, bar.
Bar.
Yeah.
And you shortened it. You didn't even say that's you just bar.
Bar. All right.
Bar.
Okay. And just
I
on
just
that,
get
did you?
vexed.
You get
She
vexed.
barred
I
the
said-
word.
And the thing is, like, shit like that for me, it became so subconscious. You get me? So I'm literally doing my work. I'm hearing shit in the background, and I'm just yeah, that's a bar. like that. I'm just saying, it's just coming out bar.
muscle memory. You just hear something.
Things
bar,
are just
bar, bar.
registering in my ears, and I can just hear why I know bar.
And
she'll just snap, like she'll just snap at she just snapped at me. She's if you say that one more time, I'm gonna make you write it 1,000 times on a piece of
Bar.
doing that
and
shit.
then someone says bar.
And then someone says,
Someone will say it.
Nah, school days were funny, man. Did you
school
guys have
days were-
racist teachers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Pointed.
Mr.
Mr. Pointing.
Virgo.
Yeah.
Mr. Man.
Hated him.
Fergal, yeah.
Fergal McMahon.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the county. He looked at, Jordy. He looked at Jordy. They're talking about slavery. He looked at Jordy. He says, Jordy, you know about that. Here's racism I can appreciate because it was straight in your face. He's not hiding.
Yeah.
The
Nah, he
racism.
started
He's
becoming a
letting you
snake
know.
because yeah, at this point in time, he's actually the vice president of that school.
Yeah.
He rised the ranks.
He was trying to rise the ranks.
He became
so
more of a
hard.
demon.
No, what's going on? My principal was racist.
Principal's a
like,
different
there was
story.
All the black kids, all the black boys, we used to just walk out of school together. It's like, oh, there goes gang.
You know, Sheridan, I'll say sly.
Yeah.
Because I remember there was one time he tried to tell us, you are not allowed to like hang around with each other, like
We don't want a group of yes.
yeah, you don't like that's what the translation like.
I don't know.
Like,
We had one Miss Roach. She's probably gone now. Miss Roach straight out said, "It's always you people causing problems." Straight out.
The tech, the tech.
I
Tech
got
is like-
suspended for getting my hair too short. I got a haircut and I got suspended for a day.
For a day because
I
you got
got
your haircut.
For
suspended
getting your hair too short.
Yeah. Oh, in my school, you couldn't have your hair too short. You couldn't have your hair too long.
why?
Ask them. Like literally, I got my haircut. I got a fade. No, these weren't even fade times. These were
Bald.
one all over. One all over. I go in. He calls me. Him and the vice principal call me to the office, and I'm just like. And then these times I was just like, okay, so like I just have one question. Like, is my bald head distracting the class? Send me out. Just you're suspended. Good.
Some people,
How
could
dare you have
understand
comedy?
How people like Hitler existed by seeing some people. They see the small power just gets to them quick. You're just like, yo, bro, you just because you can tell me to go home, now you're lashing out because you have this power.
Bro,
so you can see how it's just.
He told my boy to behave because he'll put his name in the black book, but no one will be able to see it.
Whoa.
That is just.
That is actually whoa. You know, Mr. Poynton, yeah. He called. Remember when he called Dio a chocolate man? He's like, oh, my favorite chocolate friend and all, bro.
I remember Mr. Poynton. People used to want to chat to his black boys wanted to chat to his daughter just so they could be like, I want you to take me
just for the revenge factor. Like
our principal. So my PT now, he's like Italian, right? His principal used to call me Luigi. All the time.
I hate that slight racism. But on this racism topic, did you guys see Gymnastic Ireland? What happened this week?
Fuck you guys, man. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, so
straight like that.
Basically, there was a gymnastic event going on, and they were a woman was handing out medals to all the kids that participated. So she's handing out 1, 2, 3, 4 black kid.
Oh, I did see the clip.
Yeah,
I did see
skips the black kid, continues handing out, goes back to there's 2 left at the end. So she goes back and gets more medal, gives it to the 2 remaining at the end, and just leaves out the black kid completely. So then the black kid is like, she's like looking around. Okay, this is what happens. It's when racism sometimes happens. You start to gaslight yourself. Yeah. Like even me watching the video.
Believe it.
Yeah, I was watching the video. They're just like trying to be like, maybe let it not be what it looks like. Let it just be a different. I watched it to the end, and the kid. It actually a lot I see on the internet don't really annoy me or get to me, but this one like 100% broke my heart because she looks confused. The smile goes off her face. She's just standing there alone with no medal while everybody else has medal, and she's the only black kid standing there. So again, I'm watching this. A lot of times I've been on this podcast saying like I'd like to when Love Island was going on and you were like saying like, oh, Catherine, she might be like Scott might be using for racism. I was kind of like, I don't want to look at it through that lens. I try my best to be like, let me not try to look at it through that lens. But at this time, it broke me because I'm like, it happened in 2021. They said they've reconciled, whatever. I don't give a fuck.
That's reconciled.
I don't give a fuck. They make you gaslight yourself into thinking maybe she forgot. Yeah. Maybe this wasn't on purpose. Someone wouldn't do this
because it's so irrational that you reach to anything to try rationalize it.
When you're that
exactly.
Young, when you're that young as well, and if you're shy as well, you don't really like. You kind of like, am I gonna ask? You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna ask, and then you just kind of like, like
I'm just gonna stay here.
You get what I'm saying? And then in your head you're like, yo, maybe she just forgot.
Yeah. Exactly.
To a kid, it's so bad. Like to a kid, it's so bad out because like when racism happens to me now, I don't care. Like, I just chop it. Like.
You get what I'm saying? And it's kind of like, after that video, do you feel like any of the parents would have been like, yo, where's hers?
They should have been.
Because they should have rushed them back to straight away. Like, them parents that like, they show back to straight away. If the parents are going back, that backing would have been on video.
Yeah. And even like, because that's why a lot of us people say sometimes parents will drop their kids and then leave and pick up their kids later. Yeah, this is why you should stick around because you can stick around for your kid. Because honestly, it actually genuinely hurt me to watch that, and I'm like, I played sports growing up, and I don't. There's maybe twice my dad has either stayed for a game or a training session. He was never like there. Like maybe he had to go do his own thing. He was at work, whatever, which is calm.
That's just off parents for you,
that's
man.
Just
see what I mean? Which is calm. But just watching them, like, you are not going to make my child feel a way because of the color of their skin if they're deserving. And that's another thing. Is like I was watching it to see, okay, maybe she's giving it to the people that won and maybe are deserving. They're the winners, so they got medals. Maybe half of them are not gonna get medals. The fact that she even left to get more medals and give it to the 2 kids in the end,
crazy.
And still didn't give it to the black girl.
Crazy.
Like, there's no way I was. I'm trying to, as a human, I'm trying to give you a benefit of doubt. I'm trying to be like, don't look at everything through the eyes of racism. But Deji always says it. You'll make me think I'm crazy because I'm thinking it's racism. Like I start to believe, like, am I tripping? Is this racism? Well, nah.
I think you're right about the parents. Like her parents probably weren't there, but I'm saying that any parent should have came in back there. Like,
but you know how many of the parents read? You know what I'm saying? But you know, there's always that one that may have given the kid a lift that will rise up for you.
Yeah,
that one white parent that will rise up for you if something happens. But nah,
and this is probably the first time I see like even the comments seem a bit unanimous. Even like the white people commenting were kind of like, this is disgraceful. Yeah. Like they include the feeling that she felt because you see the smile like leaving her face and the humiliation and the confusion. And we've grown up in Ireland. Some of us probably have families in this country. And also like looking at through that lens, I'm like, you're really going to make someone's child compete in something they love and still make them feel like shit just because their skin is different to the other kids. Like, we face microaggression and racism playing football. And it was like, I saw on a story and someone was like, sometimes it's better when it's direct racism. When you just call me the N-word. When you just say you go around the bush and just don't like, I know where we stand. But that exclusion where you're like, you make me now think I'm crazy. You're making me watch this video, giving you the benefit of the doubt, thinking like, maybe she'll come back to her in the end. Maybe she'll, and then at the end I'm just like this, looking at this girl's face and it's hurting me. So fuck that shit, man.
Like that video genuinely hurt. Have you guys ever had a situation where you don't know if someone fucks with you or not? You don't know if the person you're speaking to is racist or not?
Yeah.
Because there was one guy at work, like, we were cool, but sometimes he'd say a little some word, like, you know when you just feel the energies just off? And I'm like, I feel like you don't like me. Like, I feel like you're racist, but you haven't done anything, like, overt. And you know, at work as well, I try my hardest to not be, like, I already look like that. I try my hardest
You just
to
keep
not,
your cool.
Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just kind of like, it can't even, sometimes it's not even one of those things, because you know, if you check them like now it's the talk of the whole, of the whole floor. It gets to HR. Now it's like, oh, now you made a whole scene and shit. Like, just call me a nigga so I could. All right, cool.
Just
now
so I know. Just so I know, like.
Yeah, for the most part, like I know where you stand. It's like the Americans always says about the liberals and the Democrats. It's at least with the Democrats we know where we stand. With the liberals, like subtle racism. Oh, you're so well spoken. Oh, you're so intelligent. Oh, you read so well. It's like sometimes it's just like we don't like them niggers. And
I like the direct. Because I've been called nigga and black bastard so many times. I like the direct.
The devil
yes.
you know. The devil you know.
Black on yes. I rate that. Like, you know, remember that nigga from school? Yeah, I'm not going to name and shame. But there's this one Oyinbo from school. Yeah, some Irish guy. Yeah, and from our whole experience, yeah. Once we started to talk to him and shit, because it came to a point when we were in third year, going into fifth year, we started, the people from transition year also going into fifth year, but we didn't know any of them transition year people. So, got to know one, you know what I'm on about, and he's fresh. To everyone, to your face, it's all fresh, Now, let me mention this story, that, you know, around Halloween time, there's one costume day, So, there's this one costume day.
Came in blackface, did he?
No, right. This guy came in. He came in with a nigga that we know, Bro, he came in dressed as a slave master, and the nigga came in dressed as a slave, bro. He came in with a shirt with rips and all of that shit. Like, you know, serious, questionable stuff. Do you get me? They got sent home. They even got sent home for that. Like,
there is no way
they got sent home. They said go home and change. Like, go home and change. You're stretching it. Like, they even got told you're stretching it. But this Oyinbo in question that I'm on about, keep in mind, we're fresh with him. Yeah. So even when I seen this, I think I'm the only one that has that story for some reason. I'm the only one that remembers this happening. I might have been the only one that's seen it before they got sent home or something. Because nobody ever mentioned it. When I seen that, I just kept it in my head, right?
Just kept pushing.
So the years goes past, we finished school, blah, 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 blah. Basically, years down the line, I hear that this guy that we're on about, he despises foreigners of any capacity. He's a white supremacist. He's not a white supremacist. Irish supremacy. Irish born and bred. Everyone else get the fuck out the country. And I don't see this guy to this day. Knowing this after the fact. And he used to be close mates with one of our close mates, with Exo. He used to be close mates with Exo. Exo and him were fresh. And I just had to break the news in the group chat one day. Boys, because I heard with another Oyinbo that we're cool with, that used to be in a close circle with him, and I heard him say the maddest of things, like. So he's the one who told us the real sauce. And I go, bro, Exo.
But wait, back to that. Why did that black guy participate to be a slave?
That's what I always say to this day. I think he's even worse than the...
laughing as well. Like, he was going along with the joke as well. It was crazy.
Not everybody that is black is black.
Yeah.
You know?
You know what I mean? Like, not everybody's
some people get turned, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, them man that are twerking... You man that out here twerking for white boys. Don't think we don't see you. We see you, brother.
God, God.
But Snowy, you are obviously mixed race.
Yeah.
They're from Eastern Europe, like that other.
Yeah, my mom's Russian. My mom's Russian. My dad's from Niger.
That section of Europe also gets a bad rep for its racism. When you go back there, you obviously go back.
I went back there, but the only time I went back there when I was like 3.
Okay, that's what
I'll tell you the general. I'll tell you the reception I get from Eastern Europe people, like Russian speakers in general. Here, I'm an anomaly. Like, they love me, bro. It's just the shock factor.
Wait, it's smart because I know two.
There's loads of people like me, bro. There's actually mad people like me. We all came over at the same time and shit.
It's you,
common, bro.
As well. Yeah.
It's actually common.
So sorry, the reception you get.
So like when I went to work my first job, I went to work in a pack house. Yeah, just a small version of a warehouse and shit. The whole point is, almost everyone there was a Russian speaker. They were either all Romanians or just Russian.
You understand Russian just to...
I can understand and speak.
Okay, yes.
Right, I'm not like, I wouldn't say I'm 100% fluent, but I can understand very well and I can speak decent, like proper decent. So when I came in, and I was on the line all connected. So my whole line was Russian speakers, right? So on my first day, I made one mistake, and some auntie's going mad. And I can hear her chatting in Russian. She goes, the guy left the thing on the fucking floor and all, almost fell over and all. I was like... This chick's being so dramatic. She reminds me of my mad. Like, this is how my mad gives verbal when she's being dramatic, So I went up to her and I said it in Russian. I was like, oh yeah, sorry, it's my first day and all. Since that day, I was the most rated on that line.
Not even that line. Everyone who was it spread Russian, like wildfire. Moldovan in that pack house.
I spoke to her, This is my first day. I spoke to her. Yeah. We go out for lunch. I come back from lunch. People from the other side of the pack house that have nothing to do with me are looking at me like, bro.
Word just spread around. That's that black Russian.
And then normally one day, they love it though. I've only ever got a bad reaction once. Right? Because usually, again, I feel like, at least for Russian speakers, right, that live in Ireland, they respect anyone that speaks the language. Because they feel more at home. Like, they feel more homely. They actually see me as one of them just based on the fact that I speak Russian. Like, you get me? And they like it even more.
It's a slice of
the
home,
fact that they're like, oh my God, man. They call me a black Russian. That's what they call me. That's the label they gave me. You get me? Like,
and then what about the other side? Like, is the other half Nigerian? Like, obviously, they're not, they see them half Nigerians. Everything. I feel like they see half Nigerians.
To nice people, they don't react. Because the nice people don't react.
They see half Nigerians.
They know. Stecker user half us. Like, Stecker user half us. Most mixed race people are half Nige. Most mixed race people I know are half Nige. Almost all of them.
What about you? Has that ever happened to you where, like, someone might just be speaking French somewhere and not know that?
Not in that way, but I've heard phone sex. I've heard phone sex on the train because they're doing it in French.
You know what? I hear it.
I
hear it.
I was on the train back, and I was like a scaries. You know what? That if you Russian lost the scaries. I was in that middle part, and they were on the phone, full on phone sex. In French, and I could listen. I was like, should I beat my meat or?
Is that what you're on? Like,
no. And you know, because it was the woman on the train, so I was like, is she lying?
It was
is she good looking? But I hear it because obviously in Ireland the population of French speakers or French people is probably very minuscule. Or at least they think. So she's there full blow. I hope she was on the way to him and they were getting ready. Warm up before the match.
You just started sending voice notes in French.
Embarrass her. My
mom was telling me one of her friends, whatever, her and her friend were working as kitchen porters in one hotel or shit like that. And obviously they speak Yoruba, so they're speaking Yoruba to each other, but they're cussing this guy. They're cussing this one man, just like, bro, he smells, blah, 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 blah.
That's a vile.
It's cussing him for time. One day, they just hear Yoruba from behind them. They turn around. It's my man. And it's like, after all this time.
You understood.
That's the reaction. When I was in Tesco warehouse, there's this one Russian guy, and he was racist, and he was openly racist. Like, when black people would be holding up the thing, he'd be vexed. Like, he's screaming down the aisles in Russian, these fucking blacks, they're taking stack, One day, he was one of them FLT drivers. He gets shit, So he's doing some shit in front of me. I'm waiting. And I say something in Russian. His whole life is flashing before. He didn't he didn't respond. He just went back to his vehicle and he just left. Because
what's that like though? Hearing a Russian, because you're also Russian, racist to black people, because you're also black. So you're just kind of like, what?
You're just ringing all the insults you've said today. Let alone the whole time that you've been doing. Today you're thinking, what have I said? So thus far, like.
Nah. Well, fuck racism.
What's called? Speaking about white things, we got some white t-shirts. We got t-shirts, merch on sale.
Yummy.
Well, t-shirts.
Nice quality.
See, that's what we're
That's
saying,
like,
bro.
What's saying is quality.
What's the gums? What's the material?
Bro, that's high thread count, you know.
And shout out
High thread count.
Shout out Lenny. Shout out Boy Hope to Zone with the new logo.
Yeah, no, that's alright.
Bringing in the house today.
That's right.
We got hoodies. We got tote. Do we have no?
We have a couple of totes left.
We have hoodies. We have a couple of tote bags, and we got t-shirts. You can get everything.
Like all the XL and the L's are selling out quick though. Those are like people like so. Better step your game up. If you want something, let us know now because they're selling out. Winter's coming. People want maybe the baggy stuff to wear and everything. So
what's called t-shirts 25, hoodies 40, tote bags 10, or you can get the whole clean sweep for 70 quid. If you want any, hit me, hit Jordan, hit the charger page, whatever you need to do. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe. Also, the boys got merch too.
Yeah, you get me. SG, Santana Grams.
Santana Grams, you have a page on Instagram. Yeah. Drop by drops.
Yeah.
You even have anything on the floor right now? I don't know. Go check it out.
But I don't think we do at
what's
the
going
moment.
You guys' merch doesn't look like typical merch.
Yeah.
It's cause, you know, our boy fucks with art heavy. So like he's real artistic, like. Yeah. Like this is just Pablo Escobar, like he's like real artistic and
like that's a t-shirt you'll see off a rack and you're like, well, this is cool to wear, so I'll wear that. It doesn't look like your rep. Yeah,
even the back of this has crosses in SG, like,
and then he has like Santana going through, Santana on the front. So no, that they look cool. Because when I saw he's come in, I was like, yo, he come in ready with the merch.
I feel like it reflects like our aesthetic. Yeah, like the way we express ourselves with our music. Yeah, that's how he expresses himself, doing the art of his clothes and shit.
And that's what happens when someone really fucks with you heavy, because then you see the synergy. Like even like on the thing, like he knows what you're about, you know what you're about, in a certain level of synergy. And I've noticed this, like just to speak on the music. Within Ireland, a little bit of our synergy where people, the podcasters, the musicians, and the influencers all coming together. I was listening to Officer's Living Proof recently, and I've said it so many times. I was like, I love sometimes when a rapper, they just give you like a song, 3-minute song to kind of tell you where they are in life, what they're doing, and they kind of did that on Living Proof. And I like that he used the There's No Bodies in Ireland, because in America, you'll see Drake say like, "Oh, my bottle bottles for Charlemagne." I've seen K-Trap reference the 3 shots of tequila. Now I'm seeing that There's Nobody's in Ireland that came from If I Speak. Obviously, we did Joe Vinci's video for Charger. So there's a small bit of synergy. Yeah, I like that. Like everything is starting to incorporate within, and like we gotta keep that going because I want to talk about the music. So obviously, Officer's coming back. I really fuck with that Living Proof song. Just kind of an update. Basically, this is where I am in life. This is where I was. This is what I was doing. What are you guys getting up to now recently with your music?
So I have an EP coming out on Friday. All year, did you know what? This has been a big year for us, like performance-wise. Like, like on in February this year, we had a headline performance. And after that, and the headline for February, we had the meeting with like the promoting guys that were setting that up. We had the meeting with them like the year before, like last December-ish. Year. Yeah, even in like
beforehand, like
it was November, October, and they were like, "Oh yeah, the date's probably gonna be December, or if it's not December, then around February time, because to do with like ticket sales and shit, right?" So after that, they just kept on rolling in. Like we just kept on getting booked for shit, like
booked from February until now, like
booked and busy.
Even before we had the headline, we were booked for Get Me Lit.
Oh yeah. Before we done our headline, we were booked for another show. Like
before Get Me Lit happened, we were booked for the Chris Cobbs Academy, me and Shaq.
Yeah.
And then before that, so like still till now, like even before the next one happens, people are hitting us up for the next one after that, like to keep on going. So we've been busy doing a lot of performances, and as a result, I feel like we haven't been making as much music this year.
As we've just been focusing on
performance and appearances. Sometimes that's just as important, or even more important than music.
It's
because you gotta put your face.
I feel like people focus and it's more big. Than they
I think that's what I think it's been big for us this year is that our names are out there. Like Danzy. Danzy always sees us. Danzy's another rapper. Shout out my boy.
His boys with Fortune.
Fortune and Danzy, like they're always doing shows as well, and we'll see them in the same type of spaces because we will end up at the same events and shit, like. And we just seen some the Slight Motive thing that just happened on Friday, like.
Shout out you, man.
Do you get me? That type of shit. So and in them type of circles, like I like going to them things because you see like a bunch of industry people. Do you get me? An Irish industry people. Exactly. The people that I like. I was talking to Nezzer, and I was like, "Is that your pronouncer?"
Nesser.
Yeah. I was talking to her, And I was just gassing her because I was just saying, you're mad up there, like, and you're talking to me. You're making me feel up there, like, you're like, I don't know, like, it's crazy. I mean,
that's
in
what I mean.
It's
just as important. You really and that's what I'm saying about this, like the synergy happening.
Even this, like, I'm on charge to the game, and we came a long way. We came a long way.
Gas me, because I know when Prod Solo, he was here and he was saying like there has to be that synergy where everything is coming together like in full circle, where you have the podcasters, the influencers, and the musicians and the open comers are all creating and curating. So obviously you say, why is it you think the people really fuck with you heavy and you always, what is it about you guys that people think seems to fuck with?
We're just authentic, just real to ourselves, you know. We don't need to sell lies to anyone, you know. We just keep it real.
Yeah, because I heard the charges to the game bar that you incorporated in your rap as well. I think shout out Dams, he tagged me and I was like, look at that.
I didn't even know he was gonna do that. I actually didn't know he was gonna do that. I was like,
look at that. Now he fucks with the industry heavy. But obviously the EP is coming out. What's the goal for this EP now?
You know, I was just saying, so all year we've been doing the performances, and like you're saying, the appearances, like this shit, getting our name out there in them circles. And we're trying to do a group project with all of us, because there's more of us that like do shit. Like you said, we have our boy that does the clothes, right? And then we have other niggas that do shit, and we have other rappers and shit, right? So I was trying to get all of us to do a group project this year. It was meant to be a quick thing, like 12 tracks. We done one heavy studio session in my gaff, and we got like 5 songs.
5 songs,
4 fully finished, 1/5 kind of mapped out already. Yeah, and we're like, fuck it, let's just do 7 more songs and release this as a group tape by the summer. Yeah. That didn't end up panning out because I underestimated how, like, long it is working with niggas, like. Because me and Ash, we're the most efficient in the thing. We have the most XP in this thing. Like you said, we went halves in that studio in 2021, and then we embarked on a mission that we were flat out, like, we were doing this shit flat out for a good few years, like. So one day I was in work, you know, it was even funny. I was even in work, right? And it gets to that point where the music's such a big thing in my life, that when you go to new settings, these people don't know you, and then they're eventually going to find out. Yeah. Like, this is the shit you do. Yeah. Like when I went on college, because I done the first year of college online, and then I deferred for a year. So when I came back in the second year, and campus was all open and shit, no one in my course actually knows me and shit. So you go through that process. I come there, people get to know you, then they find out you do the rap shit and shit. And it's unavoidable no matter what. So I'm at this corporate setting, I'm coming in, bro. I wear blazers and chinos and slacks every day, bro. Like, you get me? I separate the niggatry from the work. You get me? Like, I come to work and these Oimbos have to respect me. You get me? So I have to demand the respect. So I get there, and again, it's the same thing. They rate you already, and then they start to find out. And one day, I was talking to this one guy called Patrick, my guy Patrick. He's going to be stressed if you ever hear this. But I was talking to him, and he's just gassing me. But he's just like, I can tell, you're young, man. Because everyone in my office, there's only 4 people like our age. There's me, there's the other intern, there's the 2 graduates. We're the only one people under 30, like, do you get me? Everyone else is middle-aged, like our parents' age and shit, do you get me? So, you know, he was saying, he seemed like because he started to find out, I was explaining to him about like the balance I have in my life between doing shit like, you know, the college shit and all, like what your parents want you to do, go get your degree, go, the stability and the security versus the risk and the dream, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like I have a good balance between them two. Like I do both of them simultaneously and they don't interrupt each other too much. Like, for the
and at what point there has to be a point where you have to go all in on the dream or all maybe on the security? Do you know what you would like to achieve before saying I'm going all in here?
The amount of money I need to be making, off the music, because right now we're just putting in work. We don't get shit back. You know,
but that's part of the process.
We know. Not gonna get shit back for a long time.
It's just how much do you love it, and are you going to stay on course?
Exactly.
People start falling off because you love it. Exactly. That's the only thing that's keeping you going is love doing it.
But like we've done the calculations, like you don't need to have like 1 million listeners.
We would need to get to the point where the stability and the security is actually impeding the amount of bread I'm making off the dream. If that's the case, that's when I'm going all in. Finish it. I'm gonna get in the degree. Just have everyone else. You get the thing, do the stability, security. But once I'm able to not do the stability and the security. I'm jumping ship straight away.
Yeah, even in that Living Proof song the officer put out, he says it really only did the degree to graduate because it was his mom's dream.
Exactly.
And it's like, he just wanted to be like,
You
I
only
wanted
do
you
it.
to live
You
your
only
dream,
do
but
it
I don't
so
want
your
parents,
mom and
that's why
dad
your
can
parents
say, "Oh
Yeah.
yeah, my son has a degree,"
Yeah.
or so even like they might worry for you less or whatever. Now that you have a degree, they just want you to do the stability and the security or whatever. Right?
Yeah, like they don't want to bomb like for a kid. Essentially, like
And they're shook, and I feel like parents like ours, they're low key shook.
Nah, they are.
Yeah, because their path in life was different to ours. That's what I feel like.
Yeah, I always say we have the audacity to dream.
Yeah. Oh, I like
they
that phrase.
Yeah, they didn't have the. They didn't
I
have
like
the
that
audacity.
phrase, the audacity to dream. You get me? Our parents didn't have the audacity to dream. They had to escape the trench they were in the first
respect it
place,
though, like-
and then come to some place like here and then firm it once you got here. Once you got here, it wasn't firmed already.
Yeah.
You had to get here and firm it even further.
Yeah, certainly they just saw it was part of their, like, say for example racism we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
They saw they had to put up with it because that was the price you pay leaving your country, coming to a foreign land. Whereas we're like, we're not putting up with that. I was born and raised here. I did the education. I worked as hard as you. So why the hell am I at work when I did exactly what you did to be here, pulling up with racism? Whereas our parents kind of like, you know what? It's the Hassamena shared this in a special. It was the price of the American dream. That you will experience these things. You will experience this thing, but the payoff is you have security. You have food in the fridge. Your kids go to college. We want that.
And
we really did just what's called we did like our privilege is off the back of the work that they did.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's it.
That's why I feel like we should dream though.
Yeah. I think you're right.
I'm
Like, we
saying?
definitely should dream.
Like you should dream and aim higher. I mean, because like we're saying, we're aware that it was our parents that gave us the foundation to even have the audacity to try in the first place.
Because even like for some people, like degrees are a big thing. And all that. But now it's like,
meh.
I'm doing it for my ma.
Like I need to.
Not a big
it's
deal.
kind of harder for me to find someone without a degree than with a degree.
You know?
You know what I'm saying? But like someone like they're in college, finishing their degree, doing their masters, they've done their degree in science, and they're doing something else. Like it's just.
And if they didn't do a degree, they went to do an apprenticeship. They got a trade or something. If they didn't do that, then they just found a pattern. Everyone finds a
niggas
pattern.
that don't know what you want to do, go find an apprenticeship, bro.
But it's mad because sometimes I see the growth within like my parents. Like I went to my friend's house over the week and the brother, like my friend's brother failed maths and he has to repeat a year. And then the mom, if this was like my friend who's the same age as me, if this was years ago, they'd be like, no, you're going back and finishing this course. And the mom, the approach was like, look, he's doing an engineering based course. If he's failing maths now, there's always going to be maths every year. So I don't want him to repeat every year. It's better for him to maybe not do this subject and find something he wants to do while he has this year off. I was like,
how considerate!
How considerate! Like, how did this happen? Because if this was my friend that was my age, he was getting that degree. By they also grew. They also had the hindsight and the beneficial of growing.
But also, like, you need to understand, you're the first one of us that have, like, you're the first kid that has gone through the system. So we don't know how the system works.
Exactly.
We still think first round, second round. It's not until like 3 years later that I found there's like 6 round offers. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like, okay, wait, so I know you failed maths, but Jordan repeated his leaving cert, and now Jordan's married, has a house, and he has a job. So it's kind of so it's like, fam, he failed one thing. It's not the
it's not the end of the world.
The end of the world.
Us, they didn't really know what was coming next.
Like I failed chemistry and I have a chemistry degree because there's other pathways to go about it. Even my sister, she's like saying, I don't want to do TY. My dad would have been like, no, you're doing that extra year. You're going to use that extra year to study, so it prepares you for that. But they sat down there. They're like, you know what? The deal is, you don't do TY. If you don't do good enough in your leaving cert, you'll just repeat the leaving cert. But if you can kill the leaving cert, go and live your life. I was like, wow, they're actually applying logical. Yeah, but again, like we're saying, they're the first generation.
But also now they have people like your dad will actually, if you sit down and chat to him, he's like, yo, I'll just allow the girl. You'll actually listen.
I was actually like early. Even this year, I realized my relationship with my dad got better when I realized I'm also an adult, not a kid anymore. Because then I can chat to him on a level and he respects it. And I'm like, oh, we can just chat now. But before I would like, maybe up to 2 years ago, I still see myself as a kid. I can't talk to my dad about this. Maybe I shouldn't say this to my dad. But recently I was kind of like, you know what? If I don't agree with him, I just pull up to the gaff. We chat as men. And everybody goes their way and it's like it completely... It's completely calm. So yeah.
The first time you have to give out to your parents for some shit.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest conversation.
I'm like, I don't agree with how you did that. They're shook. They're shook.
It's like they get to a certain age and they start turning into kids. Yeah. I'm just like, bro, like you have more common sense than this. You raised me to not do that. So why the fuck are you doing that?
Or they'll say you're stubborn. I got it from you, though. I got it from you.
Oh my,
yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I can't stand. Yeah, is when your parents get mad if you saw that you inherited from them. Oh, I got this from you. From you. You know,
I saw you do this.
You know, me and my mom. Yeah, my mom's mad snappy. Yeah, sometimes mom's snapping me. I'll snap her real quick back. Yeah. And it's not something bad. I'm not one of them one boy. I'm not saying fuck off to my man and all, yeah. But I snap back and then I'll feel bad for about 2 seconds until I realize, what? It's from this side I got it. It's not like I got it from my dad and I'm doing it to my mom. This is from you. This is from you. You're getting it back. I'm fine with this. I'm okay with this.
Are you the middle child?
No, I'm the youngest. I only have one older brother.
Oh, okay. It's only 2 of you. Oh, that's cool.
I feel like I'm the mediator in my family.
Okay.
Like everyone in my family is tapped. Like everyone is top.
I can shout to
and niggas be beefing each other, and I'm just like, no, I'm cool with you and you. I'm just cool with everyone.
Because usually the youngest. Wait, how far? Like, are
my brother is like basically 7 years older than me.
Oh yeah, you don't have the real. Do they respect your opinion yet?
My brother?
No, the family, full stop. Because I'm not gonna lie, with my brother, because he was the youngest, for so long, it was like, bro, like, you know, shit happening.
Actually, shout out GB events. They have an event coming up, so pull up to that October 14th. I'm gassed about it because that was inspired by our podcast with Fortune. They saw that. Those are the things that actually gas me. When I create ideas based on a conversation I'm just having, I'm not gonna lie, Deji. I'm gassed. I'm gassed. When I inspire the youth, I get gassed. Like, there's other things. They're nice when it happens. Nominations, I do enjoy those things as well. But when people are like, you know what, I listened to that conversation and it inspired me to do this or inspired me to do this, gas about it. So pull up everybody October 14th, Wigwam, GB. So yeah.
If you might want to pull up, let me know.
No problem.
If any creative do cool shit.
Guest list like.
Let me know. I'll put your man on guest list.
Come on.
What did you talk about?
GB earning his opinion.
The young.
Oh yeah, did they respect me? You know,
we kind of like. When there's real shit happening, move, man.
You know.
You might think everything is calm, but there might be some shit going on in the background.
You know, at this point, I think since I turned 18, I put respect on my name. Since I turned 18, because me and my brother, we're actually mad close. Yeah, we only became mad close. Yeah, when I was around like 16. Yeah, it was even Diamba, it was even Bun and Am. Yeah. That was like once he's seen that I started Bonenam, he was like, that's when the shift was in his head, of this guy's just an annoying little brother character in my life to you're actually like your own person and shit. Oh, that's crazy.
That's which is so funny because I tell my brother some of the things. I was like, did you actually go through this being you? I was like, yeah, I went through this and I found it difficult. And I was like, bro, I thought you were just a character in my life. You're actually going through your own shit.
And I was talking to one of my my barber. Yeah, he's giving me a haircut and he's talking about. He's real young. Yeah, he's like 16. Yeah, and he was telling me, and I know his brother. Like I know his brother from around Briggs. His brother that'll be our age. Yeah, and I was talking to him and I had no clue whether they were close or not. And I was talking to him about something, and he was like, yo, you know, I don't even talk to my brother like that. I go, like what? And then he got into it, and he is the youngest as well.
Yeah.
And he was explaining where, like, it sounds like to me, he's at the point in his life where he just gets no respect. Yeah. He's just disregarded. Yeah. Man to him, to everyone else above him, he's just that character that's in the life.
Bro,
like,
big man are talking way.
Let the adults speak.
Like, this is adult business. What do you know about this?
Obviously, your brother is Chan. Shout out Chan. Love that boy. How was that relationship like as well? You know, you being the youngest, because you obviously have another younger brother.
I'm actually not the youngest. I'm the third.
I know. I know you have two.
I have a little brother and then a sister and then him.
Yeah.
But me and my brother, when we were younger, we used to fight a lot. I remember this one time. We're just fighting and fighting. He didn't let me play the Xbox. So you know what? I just spat in his face. Bro, I spat in his face. Just know,
Chan, you deserve this. Chan, you deserve it. I don't even know if you're watching, but you do.
Jeez. Bro, I just spat in his face and we start fighting. But nowadays it's actually calm. Like I go red in here and there.
Yeah,
but even when I see him, like like now I'm older, I understand like our relationship. Like we don't talk, but like it's just like me and him. Like I could go, like we could walk somewhere and just be quiet the whole journey. I only speak when it's needed. Like
it's when it's necessary.
Like,
kind of thing.
Conversation.
But that's the thing. When I was saying it to him, because when you were growing up, you were a bit like more timid and shy. So I was like, Stan, is he gonna come here and like not talk? He's like, nah, man, he's changed. He's came out of his shell a bit now, and I can see it now. If you're gonna be on stage, you're being a rapper. You kind of have to be
you kind of
boisterous about it as well.
Performing is easy. That's why I love performing. Is actually.
Oh, so you don't get the nerves before you go on stage?
No. I get nervous about other people.
Okay.
He said, "Don't fuck this up."
So like
type shit.
Like watching Shaq perform, for example, like before he goes on, you're kind of like, hope this goes well.
Not even Shaq. Shaq is militant and Shaq knows what you're doing. I'm talking about not my niggas on stage. Niggas. Like Biggs and Snacko, when we're performing, people on our team. Bro, nigga, I need you to know the lyrics. Like, I say this shit to them.
We say this
every
time.
I need you niggas to know the lyrics to your own shit, because a lot of the group performances, I have to go on stage and I have to back you.
Me and him, I will know the whole song.
We know your song more than you. How is that possible? Like, but I wouldn't be nervous because again, we know.
And I'll be going on with somebody else. Like when I go on stage with Deji, maybe I don't feel as nervous because I know there's two of us going on that stage first.
I feel like that's the thing as well. Yeah. I feel like that's what it was at first. Like, in February and in March, it was all the group ones. How can I be shook? Because most of the time, to me, like, I don't go on like we don't go on like nights out and shit much. Do you get me? We're not club merchants and shit like that. So since we perform so often, to me, the performing, that's the night out for me. Do you get me? Yeah. So I'm going there and I'm getting saucy. I'm on stage. I'm over there. So I can't be nervous because I have to be on the stage in the moment, and I actually have to focus on what I'm doing, because I'm in a state of mind that I actually need to focus a little bit on what I'm doing. So I don't have time for the nerves and shit.
As the new next wave of next wave of musicians, because maybe this is maybe third, fourth wave we've probably seen. You guys seem to be. How do you guys see the music game as you're coming in it now? You're getting more booked and busy. You're trying to release more music. You're in these rooms with like, say for example, with the Slight Motif.
I'm up there, people. Like charging to the game.
How do you guys view?
I'm with the up there people. Like
we had like the Air Squad phase, and then we had the Cello and Officer State. But you guys are now the next phase. That's probably hopefully go more international. How do you guys?
Well, how do I feel about it in general?
Music game in general.
I think like we've discussed, the whole like Irish creative thing, like in any scene, like, is building up in general. Like it's in a good state. Like I feel like it's in a good state in every facet. Like you're saying, where now rappers in songs are mentioning shit that because when you listen to certain artists, and they mention shit, you want to understand what they're mentioning. Exactly, you get me? You want that, like, to relate. You know what I'm saying? So now, and that's why I feel like some people, that's what people rate about our aesthetic. Is the people that like our music in Briggs, they love it because there's some shit we're saying that if you're not from Briggs, you don't even know what we're saying.
Like there's nobody's in Ireland line. Immediately I was like,
exactly.
Like, when you can relate, it makes it hit better. Like when this guy's talking about the Bronx and Dumbo.
JC's talking about me buying apartments in Dumbo. Where the fuck is Dumbo? I went to Dumbo and I was actually like, that's nice. I get why you want to buy an apartment, but before that, I'm like,
but like, so obviously when you hear something like something that is like, it's like, I did that. Like I was there yesterday. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? Or even when you're watching, like, remember watching Cello's Dublin, the music video? And you're like, oh shit,
that's only over there.
Yeah. Oh, that's Pfizer. He's right outside Pfizer.
Like,
so no, that was cool.
So the scene in general, I think it's in a good state now, because I think like it's grown into its own. That's what I'm really trying to find the words. It's grown into its own now, because I feel like the problem was for a long time. It's because like I've been in the music scene a long time. Like I used to do drill, bro. I
remember that. Yeah, Chan was trying to put me on drill. It just did not work.
And like 018 times, 018. And I was actually a fan of the music scene in 018. Like them trucks, 090 times.
Big back then.
Yeah, I think Prod Solo said the exact same thing. He said it was actually
better. Prod Solo times. That's what I'm saying. Prod Solo 018, 019. That's when the mainstream was really popping. I enjoyed that time, but what I felt like is it didn't have enough of its own identity. Do you get me? Everyone from across the world looked at anything Irish in the scene at that time and just goes, it's like the UK. You know me? They even taught Ireland in the UK.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how disconnected some people are in the world, and how not of an identity, of its own identity, the Irish scene actually had and shit. I feel like I'm speaking for music wise.
I understand what you're saying.
You have a different experience, like podcast wise.
It's an element of why Cello became bigger, because there was a strong Irish identity connected to a song called literally Dublin. Like, do you know? So it helped because like, oh, we have our own thing now, and then you see. Like Officer, then it's heavy about loud, and then even the Gliders boy, they said what you're rapping in Irish accent. So the people are kind of looking for that identity to be stamped even further. It's like, oh, we actually have a way we look within the music. Now within the whole industry as a whole, it's not our job. They just actually said it to me. It's like, yeah, we need to, as podcasters, we used to come here and talk about the Grammys, talk about we talk about all that things, and the podcast will be fine. But when we do the episode with Fortune, where we highlight things happening within our scene, we see the interaction, like expired an event, and they just like, yeah, we need to start shining light on our industry and our scene also. Of course, we'll still talk about if Keke Palmer is dancing on Usher. And it's international news.
Yeah, you're going to talk about it.
But even in that quiz, I was like, I incorporated the question with Soleil because I'm like, you know what? There's also things that's happening here that I also need to incorporate within my podcast to have the Irish identity.
And that's where I feel like we're at in the state of things now. It's like, I feel like that's good. And we need to push for that further. Like, that we just keep being connected, you know. For a long time, the whole scene is disconnected.
But like it seems like it's coming all together. Like
slowly but surely.
I was supposed to go out on Friday, and I just shit came up, so I couldn't go. But if I'm looking at like, there's very few times I get like actually I wish I was there. I should have been there. Like the block party. Looked lit.
Look class,
It actually looked. I was like, "Rah, this is a vibe, you know."
This is what we're doing now within the scene.
And I feel like it will just keep growing and keep growing and keep growing. Slight Motive will continue doing their thing. Hopefully, them man bring back the magazine, because I thought that was cool.
That was cool.
The magazine was hard. Like, obviously, man featured in them things there.
That's why they just gasped by. Well, thank you, mans. Anyways, for pulling up. We enjoyed chatting to you. So, just anything you want to plug here now?
EP on Friday. That's the main thing. EP 29th. Young Rap Don Dada. What?
What's the name of the EP?
Young Rap Don Dada.
Young Rap Don Dada.
Yeah, Young Rap Don Dada.
Why is that name?
Yeah.
You know, I have this. The EP I released last year was the days before the Rapper Don, right? And the days before the Rapper Don's gonna be my debut like mixtape. Like I have a 24-track mixtape I've been working on for like 3 years, and when it's time, that will be released. So this is just one of them. This is
That's
just
cut it in half. Stop not listening to 24 songs.
Cut that shit in 3 24 tracks. Nah, you know what it is?
Man, this is Chris Brown.
It's the only reason
taking it back, bro.
The only reason is because it's like, if I don't know you, if I don't know you who you are musically, 24 tracks is a lot.
Yeah, that's
and the most annoying part is if the bangers are at the end. If you have me 3 tracks, if you don't catch me with
you have tracks, a little time. That's why the way I'm doing it is that like that's gonna be released. That's for people that rate me. You get me? Like when I release that's not for people. If do you want to give it a try? No one's giving that shit a try. 24 tracks, you're stretching it. But that's for the dedicated. So that's why I want to release it at a good time. That's why I'm releasing shit like Young Rap Done That. I forgot to finish with the fucking story about the EP. The reason I'm releasing it is because that random morning born work, it just gassed me one day, and I felt gassed, and I was like, wait. I'm looking at. I haven't released music this year for no reason. I can drop right now if I want to. And it's like a no promo thing. I'm not trying to even. Like what's funny is it just came together like an appearance like this where I can actually shout out. Like that's not even what I intended. I didn't intend to do some mad promo run for it. I just want to drop music.
Yeah, just for the sake of music.
Is it a joint tape or is it just you?
And he has his own.
I have one in November.
Okay. Yeah. So what's your one going to be called? You have a name?
Book of Resilience.
Book of Resilience.
That's hard.
How'd you come up with that?
You know what it was? I had a different name for it. I forgot. I told him the other name. I forgot what it was gonna be called.
He gave me 2 choices. One was
and then Book of Resilience. I was just thinking, resilience actually hits. He's like, yeah, choose resilience.
Book of Resilience is crazy.
The Book of Resilience. That sounds like some shit I want to listen to. Fam, that's Monday morning, 6 a.m. trying to get the bus.
See, that's the Chronicles. Nah, just listen to Book of Resilience.
Book of Resilience, man. But where can we find you? Socials, all that.
Santana on Insta. The Santanas on YouTube, TikTok, all of that.
Yeah, Snowy.Santana on Instagram, YouTube, the Santanas.
One last question. Yeah. Where did the Santanas come from? Where did the name come from?
Quick backstory. Espada Ray, my boy Ray. Yeah. One day he just changed his name on Snapchat. Yeah. To Raymond Santana.
Yeah.
right?
Is it based on Joel's Santana or anything?
You have to ask him.
I don't think so.
But you know, it's just what it is, yeah.
Because he's the original Santana.
Yeah.
There's so many people. There's so many Santanas in the world.
Yeah,
Is
Fred
it
Santana.
is it based off this? But the main point is he changed his name to that, right? And we had a close knit group of friends at the time, yeah. And I just pitched the idea, like I just go, boys, for a stage name type of thing.
It makes sense.
Let's just all change our stage name to that. You get me? So it's like when your stage name has a second name. Do you get me? Your stage name, that's your stage family name. You get me? Snowy, Santa. I'm Snowy. There's Ash. There's Ray. There's Wa. But there's all the connecting factor.
The style was a bit iffy on. I was like, I don't know. But then
as a collective, it makes sense.
It used to be a thing back in the days, like
Skrillaz.
And I got the idea from that time where I was like, well, I'm not doing it.
What can I?
They get ratings. Like, let's just do that.
MJ Skrillaz, Sam. It used to be MJ Skrillaz, Jib Skrillaz.
Yeah, I actually remember those. They still have that name.
They still have Skrillaz.
There's certain people that's what I know you by. Like it doesn't matter. I don't care what your legal second name is. That's you.
People think my name is Ash Santana. Like
people
but you know also it sounds legit.
It sounds
It sounds legit.
Like
that sounds
when
like
people
a real
ask me what
name.
my name, I get which one am I gonna say? Like,
Bro,
I actually get that.
At this point,
I just say Ash.
Ash.
That's what what was I gonna say? It makes sense. Like ASAP Mob and that, like ASAP.
Making it a group. And
do you know what I'm saying?
what type of group thing are we gonna do? Yeah,
it really shows the family ties thing. Do you know
Exactly. Yeah.
And I also wanted it to be so that you still have like enable people to still be individual.
Yeah.
You get me? Yeah. Like when he releases his tape, that's Ash Santana.
Yeah.
And that's its own identity. So his tape, his sound, Ash Santana.
Yeah.
And Snowy Santana, I can do something. And it's its own thing still. And then we can collaborate and
alright, not to be the negative Nancy or anything, yeah.
Nitpick if you want.
Somebody leaves the group.
Do
we snatch our Santana back?
Give me the name back then.
We actually never talked about that, bro.
You know, yeah, I'll actually think about it. I'll say it would be up to them.
Yeah.
Like,
man, fuck that. Give me my name back.
I'll actually say it's to the point where like the way we're broskies, we're all our broskies, even if we fight and we fall out forever, I'm still gonna love you, bro. I'm still gonna love you. So keep that name then, bro.
But I love our clique, like we're
keep that name,
straight
bro.
honest, blunt with each other, like.
But the thing is, you're Snowy. Boys, your head has snow. So if one of you blows, you have to trademark that name quick. You have to patent that name quick. Right. No, anyways, like we said, if you guys thank you guys for coming. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate you.
Thank you for having us.
Rappers and musicians coming up now, so I hope your thing blows as far as possible.
You too.
Shout out you, man.
We're going up, man.
It feels like this has been in the works for like almost a year.
Yeah, for him to come on the
Okay,
pod.
man.
Chan's been on my case. He's been on my neck. Chan, you see? He's here. I did it.
Nah, but bro, if you, like we always say, if you man ever have anything you want to promote, if you just want to just come chat to the boys, bro, we do enough episodes and
I'm tapped in. I'm a consumer of it.
I say we're tapped in now. I say you just run it back in like 6 months or something. You know what I mean? When it makes sense, you just run it back.
When you man are ready, we're gonna be here. We're gonna be releasing episodes weekly. We're gonna be here. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe.
All of that. Follow.
Make sure you hit the boys up. Make sure you listen to Mr. Don Dada over there and the Book of Resilience. Make sure you really, like, we're trying to grow this thing. We're trying to make this thing bigger, and everyone got to eat off each other. And
I'm saying,
and so if you got to the end of the pod and you didn't like anything that we said today, well, you can charge
it, nigga.
Thank you for listening.